Welcome to Climate Pod, where the urgency of our planet's story meets the power of your voice. I'm your host, CalebKoyo, and in this podcast, we dive headfirst into the most critical narrative of our time, the climate change narrative. So get ready to explore the science, the solutions, and the stories that bridge the gap between global challenges and personal action. Together, we are embarking on a journey to uncover, first of all, the truths and to spark conversations and ignite the change that our worlds need right now and for the future. So buckle up and tune in because the climate is calling and it's time to answer. Remember, this content is made exclusively for Bompic. Let's go. Now, climate change driven predominantly by human activities has emerged as one of the most pressing challenges of our time. The relentless emission of greenhouse gases, deforestation, and unsustainable resource consumption have led to a warming planet. A warming planet is not bad, but the planet is getting warm at a very high rate. And this has actually altered weather patterns and rising sea levels. As we stand at this critical juncture, understanding the causes and effects of climate change, along with implementing effective solutions, is paramount to ensuring a sustainable future for the generations to come. So this is not just a conversation that me and you are having right now, but also it is for the future. So what is this climate change that the world is talking about? What is this one thing that the entire world is concerned about? Climate change is a long-term alteration in Earth's average weather patterns, primarily attributed to the increasing concentration of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the atmosphere. These gases trap heat, creating something that we call greenhouse effect that warms the earth at a very high rate. The consequences are so diverse and include more frequent and severe heat waves. This we have experienced, all of us, altered precipitation patterns, melting glaciers, and loss of biodiversity. This is a world problem at the moment. Primarily, the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation are the driving forces behind the unprecedented rise in global temperatures, altering weather patterns and triggering a cascade of environmental repercussions. This is actually happening even right here in Kenya. However, there is hope as well. Through collective action, innovation, and commitment to sustainability, we can mitigate the impacts of climate change and ensure a very habitable planet for the future generations. This can be done starting right now. So this first episode of Climate Pod, we want to make it Kenyan as much as possible. How is climate change affecting my country, Kenya? How is climate change affecting the people in the villages? Climate change is having a significant and far-reaching effects on the people of Kenya, impacting various aspects of their lives, the economy, and the environment. As a country highly is the key, highly dependent on agriculture and natural resources, Kenya is particularly vulnerable to the change in climate patterns. And this is causing so much trouble here in Kenya. Here are some of the ways in which climate change is affecting Kenyans. And here, of course, after giving these ways, we're going to give solutions as well. The first way is through erratic rainfall droughts. Climate change has disrupted Kenyans' traditional rainfall patterns, leading to irregular and unpredictable rainfall. This has resulted in both prolonged droughts and intense rainfall, causing water scarcity, crop failure, and livestock losses. Many communities, especially those in the arid and semi-arid regions, have experienced decreased access to clean water and reduced agricultural productivity. So we cannot produce. And when we produce, it's not enough. The second way, it has affected food security and livelihoods. Agriculture is a major source of livelihood here in Kenya. Most of us do agriculture. Now, erratic rainfall and prolonged droughts have led to crop failures, reduced yields, and increased livestock deaths. And this is affecting so many people, like I said. These challenges have put food security at a very huge risk, leading to increased food prices and food shortages for vulnerable population. Right now in Kenya, getting a meal is quite difficult. Another way that this climate change conversation is affecting Kenyans is water scarcity. Decreased and unreliable rainfall has led to reduced water availability for both domestic and agricultural use. This has had a direct impact on households, sanitation, hygiene, and agriculture. Many regions face water scarcity challenges, especially during prolonged dry spells. Like I said, it's so difficult to predict the weather in Kenya right now. You don't know when it's going to rain and when it's not going to rain. We also have ecosystems and biodiversity. Climate change is affecting Kenya's diverse ecosystems, including its forests, the grasslands, and the coastal areas. Rising temperature and changing precipitation patterns can disrupt ecosystems, leading to habitat loss and biodiversity decline. This can have negative effects on tourism, which is a major contributor to Kenya's economy. We don't have a lot of tourists in Kenya at the moment because of climate change. But we also have infrastructure in urban areas. Extreme weather events such as floods and landslides are becoming more frequent and severe in Kenya due to climate change. These events damage infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and buildings, leading to economic losses and displacement of communities. Urban areas are particularly vulnerable due to inadequate drainage systems and unplanned development. So if you don't have proper drainage, then the rains come, it affects you. But to address these challenges, Kenya is working to develop strategies and policies that not only promote climate change resilience and adaptation. These efforts include sustainable land and water management practices among the people deep into the communities, and also investment in climate resilient infrastructure. And also we're looking at ways to do community-based adaptation initiatives, and of course also engaging international climate agreements. However, the scale of challenges that we have at the moment in Kenya requires global cooperation and support to help Kenyans build a more resilient future in the face of climate change. We need help from the rest of the world. However, Kenyan citizens can help the government fight this climate change trouble. Now, how, you ask yourself? The first way is by cycling to work. Cycling to work is an environmentally friendly and sustainable mode of transportation that can significantly contribute to the right fight against climate change. Here is how cycling benefits the environment. It might look small, but it's actually ensuring we have zero emissions. Cycling is a zero-emission mode of transportation. Unlike cars and public transport that rely on fossil fuels and emit greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, cycling produces no tailpipe emission. That's why it's really important. By choosing a bicycle over a motor vehicle, you directly reduce your personal carbon footprint. When you do that, you help the government fight this menace. But also, when you cycle, you reduce air pollution. Vehicle emissions contribute to air pollution, which has diverse effects on air quality and public health. By cycling, you help reduce the release of pollutants such as nitrogen oxides and particulate matter, which can cause respiratory problems and other health issues. So not only for climate, but for your health as well. Cycling is the way to go. We're also looking at personal health and well-being. Cycling offers physical health benefits such as improved cardiovascular fitness and reduced stress among individuals. Healthy individuals often require fewer medical services, which indirectly reduces the energy and resources needed for healthcare. If you're healthy, we're not going to produce much. So that actually helps to fight climate change. The fight against climate change needs you and me. Cycling to work, cycling to meet your friends might look like something small, yes, but we all need those small steps to have a bigger win. This is Climate Pod by Bompik. For more of this content, please do consider following us across all of our social media platforms. I know you're not used to such content coming from me every day, CalebKoyo. I always talk about music. But without a safer climate, there won't be music to listen to. There won't be concerts to go to. There won't be exclusives to actually, enjoy all the time. So the climate comes first, then the music comes second. In that order. Sometimes we reverse it a little bit, but climate change is a very big conversation in Kenya right now, just like it is for the rest of the world as well. I'm CalebKoyo for Bompik. See you next time with another episode. Take care and take care of your climate.